Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF Impact or Striker Hit. I am Renee Young with E. Lois and with Corey Graves. And today on Impact or Striker Hit, we're going to see a fight we saw on main event or main show. We saw a main event or main show between Faith and Io Sarai. And now Faith is now back, and then we'll get the Fight Lord out of there. The Cell Pack in him died yesterday, but he can still do all the things we need to do. Let's get Faith in the ring. Alright, it's only been a week, Faith says. It's only been like a month and a half since I've been back in the TWF. But I ain't know what someone would call a spring chicken. I've been around for some time. My first run in the TWF happened in 2003 YL, when I first got bought from Amazon back in the day, or whatever website I got bought from back in the day. Well, I came undone on the highlight reel of Chris Jericho. I don't know. Get me to bend backwards to do the Lion Tamer, the Walls of Jericho, whatever you want to call it. I came undone. Then I got bought back in 2012 YL from Game Again. What happened? 1 year after that, my leg came undone in 23 between. And could never get it put back in. So then I got thrown out. That makes me a two-time TWF Women's Heavyweight Fighter. Then I come back again in 2021 YL. This time, I guess, bought from Amazon this time. And they always say the third time always works out, right? I mean, the only other doll that had the same mishap that I had was Jackal. His head came off 2 times, but he's been here since his third run. We really can't speak of Flash Funk or anyone else out there that may have fell by mishap. Oh. Well, here we go, Renee Young said. Here's Io Sarai now. Yeah, there she is, Lois said. Io Sarai, the former WWE NXT Women's Heavyweight Fighter. Well, Corey Graves says Io Sarai has lived up to being as good in the ring as Asuka and Kairi Singh were. As good as Gil Kim and Mia Ying was. As good as Su Yu was. Or as good as Haiku Sakata or Makoto or Mako Masata or whatever, Isaiah Lee or whatever the other third one in AEW is. I don't know. So, I'm going to tell you what now. Faith, I onlook you, but I don't like you. And if you think that you got any seek of going for either the TWF heavyweight, the TWF women's heavyweight winnings, or the world women's heavyweight winnings, well, that's going to be me. Now, Io Sarai, I know you got this name for yourself of being, I don't know, crazy and whatever, not in the right of mind. That's yourself. And a lot of folks out there always talked about how, they don't like you that much. Everyone had to hang up with you. But hey, I unlook you too, Io Sarai, but I don't like you. But there are some times where I think that's just bullshit. I mean, yeah, you were on 2 War Games teams, and you were on 2 women War Game teams. Last year you lost, and the year you won. Yes, you won the WE NXT Women Team winnings with Zoe Stark, which you keep on saying you don't care about, but somehow you must, or you wouldn't have been teaming up with them. Oh, I'm going to tell you what now. A lot of folks like to give me shit for this offshoot of me and keep saying that the elite or the top one is the greater out of the two dolls. But hey, I didn't buy it. This didn't come from Ringside Galva Rings. And if it did, no. Look, Gil Kim says, I like to hear women bitch about I like to hear women wrestlers bitch about all kinds of stuff. But this isn't the time or the stead to do any of that. Faith, I know me and you had our hang-ups way in the past, and I was probably the last one you ever wrestled before you came undone many years ago, but that's behind us now. Io Shirai, you say you want to go for... Come on, you can't stand up. That's sad. You say you want to go for the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings or the World Women's Heavyweight winnings? Well, let's just say whoever wins this fight gets to choose either to fight Becky Lynch, the TWF Women's Heavyweight fighter, or Charlotte Flair, the World Women's Heavyweight fighter, which is more like the TWF's offshoot of the W Raw Women's Heavyweight winnings and W SmackDown Women's Heavyweight winnings and W NXT Women's Heavyweight winnings. It starts now, Gil Kim says. Well, keep in mind, whoever wins this, Renee Young says, whoever wins this will have the right to fight either Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair for either the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings or the World Women's Heavyweight winnings. Oh, your leg came undone. Yeah, well, unlike all the other times, I can just pop that leg right back in. But unlike all those other times, Renee Young said, Faith can just put that leg right back in. Yeah, that is a good thingy, Lois said. If you can keep on putting their leg back in or their arm back in, that's great. Oh, Io Shirai getting beat up. A sagas of body slams, Lois says. That's right, Renee Young says. Faith doing a saga of body slams to Io Shirai, the former WWE NXT Women's Heavyweight fighter, former WNXT Women Team fighter. I'll tell you one thing, Lois says. I'll tell you one thing now, Corey Graves says. Io Shirai might only be the third of the three Far Eastern folk to ever win the WNXT Women's Heavyweight winnings, but she is as good in the ring as Asuka and Kairi Singh were before her. Maybe as good as Sari, or as good as Mako Masata, or whatever, Xia Li, or whatever they, or sorry, we got. Did you just see that? Faith just made fun of Io Shirai, by doing the moonsault. And now Faith just did a spear. Faith making fun of Io Shirai for doing the moonsault she's been doing since her time in WWE. And down, and a spear. And I wonder if Faith's going to do either the Walls of Jericho or the Lion Tamer, whatever you want to call it. Corey Graves says even though Faith has a hang up with her leg keep coming undone, that might be the upside to whoever's wrestling her. And Io Shirai's not going to give up. Io Shirai's not going to give up, though. She's going to do the moonsault. She got Faith down. She did. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, Io Shirai. And now the one who has... Now Io Shirai can pick and choose who she... Now she can pick and choose who she wants to wrestle now. Well, since Gil Kim said whoever's a winner can pick and choose who she wants to go at, I choose to go after Charlotte Flair, the World Women's Heavyweight fighter. So, get ready, Charlotte Flair. Get ready, Queen, or whatever you call yourself. Because I'm coming after you, Io Shirai says. And if you think dealing with Gil Kim or Mia Ying or Asuka or Kairi Singh or Haiku Sakata was bad, well, you'd be dealing with me, and that's even worse. Io Shirai says. I mean, yeah. Well, I guess Faith says I didn't win, which is sad. So I guess I don't get to choose who I get to fight then. Well, that's not all true. You see, you were good in that fight. So even though Io Shirai chose to fight Charlotte Flair, you can go on to fight Becky Lynch for the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings, Gil Kim says. Well, so what do I think about that? Renee Young says, I think it's a truly good thing. We get two winners. We know Io Shirai is going to meet Charlotte Flair for the World Women's Heavyweight winnings, Renee Young says. And we know, Elois, we know that Faith is going to fight Becky Lynch for the TWF Women's Heavyweight winnings, Elois said. Well, either way, Corey Graves says, either way, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair are not going to have any smooth dares. They're taking on two very skilled, gifted, and women wrestlers in Faith and Io Shirai. But at the end of the day, I still believe that big time Becky Lynch and the Queen Charlotte Flair are still going to be the winners by the end of those matches or fights. Corey Graves says, well, I understand now that Joey Styles is now going to be talking with Faith. All right, Faith. Even though your two matches so far in the TWF haven't worked out the way truly worked out the way you want them to, I think you got what you wanted. Yeah, I get to go after the winnings that I held 2 times back in the day. And now I get to become a 3-time TWF Women's Heavyweight fighter. So Becky Lynch or the Man or 2-time Bex or the Arse Kicker, whatever nicknames or you want to call yourself these days, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to become the TWF Women's Heavyweight fighter, and there's truly nothing you can do about it. Oh, you can scathe me and shame me and guilt me and whatever you do. You can say you can do all that shit. But that's not going to help you beat me. You could talk about how I was in TWF 2 times before that and I came undone, and about how it's going to happen again. Well, Becky Lynch, at least I am up. At least I'm now. At least I come back. I can't speak for anyone else of all the women wrestlers and fighters out there, but I came back 2 times. And I'm stronger than I was those other 2 times. Yeah, I may have lost to Io Shirai 2 times, but at the end of the day, it's not how many times you lose. It's not how many times you win. It's how many times you get back up and keep on fighting after those wins and those losses. Well, that was my talk with Faith. Back to you, Renee Young. Well, thank you, Joey Styles, for talking with Faith here on Impact or Striker Hit. I am Renee Young for Elois and Corey Graves. We hope you like Impact or Striker Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.